Yeah, well, thank you, Rajeev, for spending a few minutes with me today. And thank you so much for the friendship and partnership that we're building together. It's exciting to see the great things that are being accomplished in the future that's materializing. And so why don't you start the conversation off with just telling us a little bit about your operation there at Coca-Cola Japan.
Mike, first of all, thank you for providing an opportunity to talk to you. In true way, you mentioned a word collaboration and cooperation. I believe this is a true partnership between ketteQ, Genpact, and CCBJI. So thanks a lot for helping us too. Mike, just to give a perspective, we CCBJI are a combination of multiple companies. We have become a big corporate of about $8 billion by merging 14 companies. While we do so, this place is fairly unique with vending business being at the core. 40% of our sales comes from vending. Cup, cans, all the vending machines, and we have about 698,000 vending machines out in the market from Coca-Cola. Interesting fact, for every 30 people in Japan, there's one vending machine. And we call them our metal advertisers, or we call them our metal evangelists out in the market selling this. And what we also have, Mike, is we have about workforce of 1,100 people who are partly engaged in planning and partly engaged in servicing these machines throughout Japan, even in the remotest of the islands up in Shikoku. So there are some places where there are 3 or 4 vending machines, but we service that as well. So the proximity, the reach, and the density and the complexity of this operation was pushing us to look at some solutions which are helpful to us to grow this business.
That's really interesting when you think about the reliance of your business on the vending equipment. It's tremendous, isn't it? It's
exactly, Michael. Let me give you another data point which will be helpful. Like in manufacturing of cars, we have about 30,000 components. In a vending machine, there are about 25,000 components which go in making of it.
Wow.
I didn't know it.
Wow.
Yes. I didn't know it and I learned it. And when I do a comparison of a old school car and a vending machine, to me, this is also as complex managing it as
exactly. Yeah, no one would ever guess that.
Exactly. And these are fun facts, you know?
Right. That's incredible. Well, you set the stage so nicely for the challenge of the importance of the business.
Yeah.
And so now how about the challenges and the objectives that led you to look for solutions from Genpact and ketteQ?
Mike, simple, like any business, we need growth and we need profit. In our case, the mantra is profitable growth. And where will the growth come from? Look at this channel of vending, which I just loosely mentioned, the metal retail outlet in the market, contributing 40%. We believe that if we fix this right, we should be able to generate top line and build up our profits. I coined a term called 2PR, which is P2R. It's a new term. It's right placement, right replacement, and right repair. In simple way, if I can place my machine well, I can replace it from non-profitable places to a profitable place with the right density. And if I can repair them well in time, this channel can generate a lot of money. Also, we look at this vending machine as a social infrastructure, Mike, not only as something to dispense, because this is where people would come, take up the product, have a conversation. And in some of the places, we are even using them to monetize the real estate gathered by putting some Wi-Fi hotspots and attracting consumer towards it. So very exciting. Now to run this total operations, we not only for spare parts planning, which we have begun with, we thought, how do we go about building a process and technology platform which can drive the growth in this area? Place it well, replace it well, and repair it well. And that's where came our BPO service provider, Genpact, with whom we have been working. Some part of the operations they run in their Dalian operations. And then we looked at a tool which could do this 25,000 spare parts planning across 35 planners and 500 stocking locations across the length and breadth of Japan. Therefore, we chose Genpact in particular.
Wow, that's great. That's quite a challenge there. And so can you talk a little bit about how things have been going in terms of any capabilities, results, expectations?
I think, Mike, like any other program, when we initially begin, it was a jerky program because everything you can go live on presentation in 5 minutes. But when the rubber hits the road, that's where you realize that, yes, it's tough. We realized it. We are actually humbled by all the struggles we have gone through. We learned a lot. Not only that, but we also realized that it's not about technology. It's about the change of the mindset, which is required to drive this kind of transformation. I would say at this point of time, the program is running very well. We have completed the part distribution center. The spare parts planning has been completed. Just on a side note, we keep a inventory of about $20 million of spare parts, which has a huge area to optimize. Those parts are done. I'm seeing some numbers trickling in, coming in. I'm also seeing the teams working very closely with each other. At times you forget that which part is Gen part, ketteQ, which one is scope, which is BS, shared service, so that's a good blend. So overall, net, the speed of the program and execution is doing very well. But yes, we did have our learnings and we continue to learn from our mistakes.
That's great. And I'm glad that here you say that everyone works together as if they're one. So you're deploying not just new technology, but new processes and new teams to accomplish this goal. And so that's an important factor here. It's a big transformation effort. And so there's a lot of learning along the way and a lot of collaboration as part of that. So that's great to hear.